I didn't want my decision to leave the set to go and vote to impact Carla. So I was advocating that I wanted to make sure any choices that I did didn't impact Carla. She had earned her opportunity to be there to that point, and I wanted her to get her results, her opportunity without me. Even though I was beefing with her, I felt she had a right to get what she needed to get, and I didn't want to impact that. I kept asking, and Bob tried to stop me, PAs tried to stop me, and I'm like, I want my phone, keys, I want to leave. I'm going to leave. And it was nighttime, and weird stuff started going on that day. Like, PA started talking about, oh, if Obama wins, you know what, I'm glad I got my guns. I'm ready for it. I'm like, now we call it MAGA, but we didn't know how to brand it. It was crazy MAGA energy and fear and anger kind of tones going on. I was like, who are these people? Kumbaya, motherfucker. Ooh. I was going to vote. I was definitely going to vote now. So when I asked to leave, they're like, if you want to leave, go. We're in Calabasas in a valley, and there's like howling animals out there at night. They weren't going to give me myself. Walk yourself to I think there was a gas station 2 or 6 miles down. Call for help. I packed all my bags, and I got ready to go in the morning. And I talked with Carla. I said, Carla, I do not want this to impact you. I've got to handle what I need for history, for myself. And that morning I woke up. They walked in my room, and they finally said, we'll allow you to be released to go vote. We'll give you a ticket, and we'll have a PA go with you. Just be careful of your weight, because when you get on the plane, the air pressure can mess with your system, the weight. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, we're going to have you weigh in before you leave. I'm like, okay. I went in, I weighed in, I packed up, I left. There was a lot of traffic. We made the plane. And then when we made it to Detroit, let me back up. When they finally let me go, I asked to speak with my mother. Called on the phone because they said that they'd been calling. My mother's very active politically. I have the political drive, the passion for civil rights because of her. She would take us to see Jesse Jackson. And we would dress like Sunday dress attire to see Jesse Jackson. That was a big thing, to see Jesse Jackson and Coleman Young. And, Jesse Jackson would have us stand and say, I am somebody. And we were there. And we were saying it. And we believed it. And we were living it. So when I spoke with my mother, I also asked to see all of the documents that they had supposedly been sending to the city clerk's office. I wanted to see it right then. They gave it to me. Blank papers. I kid you not. Blank. Nothing. I was like, this is so incompetent. I was done. I was talking to my mom. She was like, I've been on the phone with the mayor, with the city's office. So we got up. We made it to the airport there, even though there was a lot of LA traffic. By the time we made it to Michigan, there was a significant delay, and we were like in the plane like for an extra 45 minutes, an hour. I was calling my mom saying, please let City Hall know, I'm trying to get there. By the time I got to City Hall, voting was closed. I knocked on the door. I'm like, I have been calling. I have been asking. You all should be very familiar with what I'm trying to do. I flew in here from California to make sure I could vote. They're like, I'm sorry, it's closed. can't vote. I went back to the van and I sat and I was so dejected. I was like, this, I have gone through, just couldn't believe I went through all of this and I couldn't vote. And I wanted to vote to thank my ancestors, to thank my family members that I hear stories of that they were lynched, that I tried to honor us and vote. I prayed that Obama still got elected. And as I was sitting there reflecting, the PA slings open the door and he has a ballot in his hand. He's like, you want to vote, Joelle? Vote. I was like, what? How did you get this ballot? How did you? And it felt so 1940s Dorothy Dandridge. I was on the back, on the side, in a van, and I couldn't get in. And they gave the ballot to the white boy. You damn skippy, I filled it out. I filled it out, and I watched him take my ballot off in the dark. I don't know what happened to it. I knew not to say anything about it because I didn't want it to mess up the election. I went home and I was able to see my family and hug them. I could barely walk. I had bruises. My mother was shocked to see my legs and me wobbling in pain because of the back stuff. But we watched Obama win. My mother, whose grandmother was a slave, whose family members had whip marks on them, whose other relative we hear being lynched, of white men coming to our area and threatening them. They're seeing a black man elected as president. Oh, my mother cried tears of joy. It was surreal. It was beautiful to witness. I didn't eat anything that night. I was constipated. I got up. I went back on the plane. Got back on the set. And they're like, Joelle, we want you to weigh in again. I was like, weigh in again? I've never known to be weighed in twice. They want me to weigh in twice. I'll tell you something. The first time I weighed in, I don't talk about this because I don't have a way of proving it. The first time I weighed in, I think I saw a number 6. I saw it. I didn't say nothing. I was like, That was that. So they asked me to weigh in again. I was like, cool. I went as far as I weighed in naked. I took off all my clothes and I asked Carla to hold a towel in front of me and I weighed in. When I got on that scale, the scale said 0 pounds. You saw all the hate and frustration because people were mad that I left the set. And the production was stirring this attitude. I'm ready to be done. I really didn't have too much words. So I was silent and just wanted to get off. That was that.